Hey everybody, welcome back to Inebriated Games as we continue our journey through the cosmos. Earlier we had just finished building a base to get silver, came to the conclusion that we needed just tons and tons and tons and tons of magnetized ferrite, but especially, excuse me, chromatic metal. Um, just stupid short on everything right now. So let's see if we got any chromatic metal from these. Just gonna go through this real quick. We know the drill now. Stuff happens, we get stuff. We review set stuff, and we keep going. But this is a darn good way to get a lot of chromatic metal. However, that's not always guaranteed. So that's why I'm just on the side of the fence of maybe we need. There might be a better way of getting chromatic metal. Like there might be some item or some material that we can break down or something that I'm unaware of. Commander of the Normandy. Alright. Anything in our inventory here? Hey, we got some chromatic metal from that. That's what's up. And we got some regular indium. Nice. So here's what we got. Quite a few things. I'm gonna move all this to my inventory because it's just easier to transfer around that way. Fun times, right guys? Fun times. Oops, missed this. Need to get rid of some stuff anyways. We're gonna go back down to that planet. I want to continue farming that stuff. I mean, I'm already in the mood to farm it, so I kind of want to go back down to that planet and continue farming it. Regarding building bases, like I said, I'd rather build up a small stockpile of everything that we need before I get back to doing that. Small stockpile of resources, because we're out of pure ferrite, especially, like almost have like none left. So I'm not too keen to just go out and use what little we have left and then be left with nothing again. Excuse me, it's got to eat some ramen, man. It's going through me though. Sorry for that visual. You know, we could probably bust open a bunch of these to get some pure ferrite out of it. Same with these crystal fragments. Get some fuck, I can't think right now. Get some dihydrogen out of it. Looking at my puppy, she's extremely doped up right now. She's very doped up right now, which is good. I know that sounds bad to say, but she was feeling it. She was in some pain. I gave her some medicine because she wouldn't eat the food that I put the medicine in. But oops, yeah, let's go back in here for a second. But eventually she did eat the food, so I was really surprised by that. Wait, what was I doing right there? She eventually did eat the food, but she was still just wore out, man. Now she's wore out. She's like ready. She's like nap time, time to go to sleep. So I'm grateful for that. Alright. I say that, but her ears perked up when one of my cats decided to run outside. Now she's all perked up again, ready to go. Alright. Right, let's organize this. Tritium, I do want to save some for the ship, but yikes, we need more cells. Now my cats and got her all worked up. They hadn't seen or heard some outside, and they're all like, "What's out?" She's like, "What's out there?" Just a bird, probably. A bird digging through dog food, most likely. Let me go check on it. We got a bunch of snow over the weekend, and oops. What that means is that all of it's melted already, so no more snow. This is our starship. We need more warp cells. So what do I need to make this with? Let me guess. I already know. I'm already wincing at the idea. Well, this one just needs antimatter and storm crystals, so I might make some of that. Put it in there. How do you make antimatter though? Chromatic metal and condensed carbon, of course. You see what I mean by wait, where am I at? Let's zoom over here. See what I mean by we're just like completely running out of elements constantly. Let me put all my condensed carbon out here because I want to keep track of how much we have to go. There's some silver in here too. So you know what I'm gonna do? I will make those refineries. Hold on, something's going on. Alright, I'm back. Oh. Let me see if I can make a refiner. Or more refiners. Can I? Can I put one right here? I can put, technically, silver, dihydrogen, gold. Okay, fuck it, more right here. And freighter wall. Right there. Can only do 250 at a time. That's what's up. So I can only do 1,000 between these. I can do 1,250. Nice. Honestly, with the time it takes for me to get one done, by the time I'm done with the one, I should be able to go back to the first one and it should be done. Just keep the process going, you know what I mean? One takes 22 seconds, which should have been the amount of time it took for me to get through all that. Yep. My cats are spazzes, man. Well, at least one of them is, for sure. That's the male cat. He's a fucking spaz. He's more of a guard dog than my actual dogs, to be honest. Nothing gets past him. He hears everything outside. He'll hear a deer down the road and lose his fucking shit. That's what they do most of the time. They'll just be outside watching watching a deer pass by. It's the kind of cats they are. Yeah, 5 was the right amount. Not put any more in. Yep. At least this is going fast. Faster than I honestly thought. Dense carbon. Oh, because it's the newest thing in there. But yeah, last night I was looking at freighter base designs. Some people got some really cool designs. I did get a few decent ideas out of it. Like I told you guys last time, one of those ideas is to make kind of like an area for distinguished guests to talk trade and such, as you would do on a freighter like this. So I will make one of those areas, and I'll also put in there, kind of like a trophy room in a way. It'll just be you'll see whenever I get it done. You guys will see what I mean. He's chasing birds down now. Birds are looking for the dog food. Tricks on them. There is no dog food. The good thing about using these refiners is there's no real setup. They take power from the freighter itself. So I saw one guy, he made like a warp core, which was actually pretty dope. Yeah, so when I put the dog food outside, I'm let. Okay. You know, my cat's also a big fucking dummy. I let him outside to go chase that damn bird. That was so bugging him. You know what the first thing he did was? Go around meowing. He wasn't even looking at it. He saw that bird and was like, meow. The bird was like, alright, I'm out. It was a pigeon, too. That bird was just strutting around, showing his you-know-what, doing his you-know-who. But it was so cool, though. Oh, I could have kept going. Huh. Okay. I feel dense for that one. You know what? Nah. I'll just have some extra carbon laying around. I've never really had to do this for elements of my other save. On the other save, I was just stacked full of elements. I just had so many. I didn't have no need, want, or desire. But on this save, man, I'm struggling hard to maintain, to keep up. And I'm like actually going out here grinding shit out, you know? Like I might have to sit here and fuck with this silicate powder while I'm sitting right here fucking around with nothing. Yeah, I might have to. Silicate powder doesn't really get used for shit. Not really. I mean, I guess there's some recipes that use it and it can be used to charge up equipment, but I get so much so easily. Yeah, some people had some cool rooms, some cool setups. Like there was some people that had like entire decks of just refiners and shit. I was like, oh, that's really impressive. And it really is. Whoa, that refines into glass? Now I know. Um, I thought it would refine into ferrite dust, if anything. Interesting. So I don't need to use frost crystal for glass. Now I know. Can you create ferrite dust from anything then? Let me look. So, fucking Christ. Locate substance. Can I crafting components? Maybe it'll be in here. No, just those recipes I have look like. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. The cat that I just let outside was throwing a little hissy fit because he got his poor little feetsies wet. Alright. So, first off, let me get rid of that recipe. Or that mini quest to get the recipe. Wait, did it tell me how to do it? Let me go back. Okay. Sorry. I think it told me in the thing how I can get it. Let me click ferrite dust. Okay. Okay, it doesn't. Alright. So now that we know that turns into glass, I'm gonna put this up. Come on. Alright. It just means we don't have to use frost crystal to do that. So, let me go and spin this chair first. There we go. Alright, now let's get to going up here. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go back down to that planet and I want to harvest more things. Those more things being, of course, more, whatchamacallit, modules. I really want to make a Corvette. I haven't made one on my main save because I ran out of materials and I was so butt blasted that I had to go right back out and farm more. And I was just like, yeah, I wasn't in the mood to farm more at that point, you know? So, on this save, appear to be. So I'm gonna go out and farm some stuff. Farm what I need. Anywho, back to the other conversation. Yeah, there's some cool builds out there. If you guys ever get the chance, if anyone's watching this, you get the chance to go check out some of those channels. I should bring them up, as a matter of fact. I don't have my phone. Of course, I don't have chat open. When do I ever have chat open, right? Jason Plays is on No Man's Sky right now. Let's check out his channel for sure. Alright, let me... Let me pause the stream because something just came up. So let me BRB. Alright, everyone. I'm gonna get the rest of this, I guess. But, wait, is that all of it? Let me finish this at least. I don't really care about Gravitino balls. Let me finish this up, and then I'm gonna go. I gotta go pause the stream, unfortunately. I gotta go do something. Went the wrong direction, as you can tell on the ground. I think after one more harvest, I'm gonna go and make more stuff with this stuff. You know what I mean? Razzmatazz, bangamarang. One of the things I gotta do is I've been looking for a replacement bushing for my Celica, and I will straight up say that it has been a pain in the ass to find one fucking bushing, and I haven't been able to have I haven't had a good go at it at all. It's actually been a thorn in my side. Bushing is discontinued. It's so I went to the Toyota dealership and they said, "Oh, this bushing is discontinued." I think the guy at the counter was just lying because everywhere I look online, the bushing is used in cars that aren't nowhere near as old as my current car, but they stopped being produced in like 2009. So I know the bushing still exists in their inventory. I think that dude was just being a fucking cockhead because, well, in my personal opinion, it always boils down to racism. You know, I'm a black dude. And I don't mean like the racism, like, you know, systematic racism. I mean that stupid kind where you got people working against each other in a situation where they have no reason to be working against each other. That kind of shit just because of someone's skin tone. Anywho, I don't have any proof of that. I know I'm just talking on my ass, but, you know, sometimes you just get that feeling. You know what I mean? Sometimes some of y'all might not know what I'm talking about, or would like to act like you don't know what I'm talking about. But trust me, some of y'all do know what I'm talking about, and you're like, yeah, I know, I feel you. Wow. I like how this goes crazy with it, where sometimes we have more of this, and then we get more of that. But dihydrogen and tritium is one of those things we just get as we can get it. But yeah, so apparently the Lowe's down the street has a bushing that might fit what I'm looking for, so I'm about to go up here and see if I can't find it. I didn't see what the inside-outside diameter is for it, but it looks like it's small enough to work. Let me see if it has any information on it. Probably not. It's a universal rubber bushing. It might have another one in that area though. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause the stream. I'm not gonna do anything else. Okay, we might have to. Nah, we can do another harvest before we go in. Have to do certain things. You guys don't go in here. You can go right there, buddy. So like I said, I'm gonna press pause, or I'm just gonna stand here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause the stream though. Alright, everybody, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. Medic Lochin was scared of the ship's AI. I saw that. Let's see if we can talk to him about that. You doing okay, buddy? Hey, where did he go? It's over here. Here it goes. I don't know what got the AI scared of him. We've seen stories about the ship AIs with other derelicts, but anyways, aside from that, let's get back to farming up those modules. I think I did exit out this game. I don't remember. Anyways, we're gonna get back in our wait a minute. Anything in here important? Not really. Let's get back in our ship and continue on where we left off. We're gonna start at our base. We might have a lot of silver to grab there, so we'll start there, leave the ship there, and just go on an adventure in our dump truck. As soon as I find out where that place is at. Oh, right, I forgot. We have to actually travel there. It's in a different system. Hold on, sorry about that. That's on me. So, I have a lot of cars in my yard, busted and broken right now. In order, in no particular order, my Celica is having a shifter issue. Can't go second, fourth, and reverse. I can drive the car using first, third, and fifth, but I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm grinding gears by misshifting in the second or fourth by mistake. You know, it's force of habit, right? So I'm just trying not to drive it until I get that figured out. So that's that one. And then I have my 240SX. That one I've had that car since like 2006, and it really needs a full rebuild. However, I just don't have the money for it. I've never had the money for it, or I should say I never put the effort into getting it rebuilt. So that one I have some pretty crazy plans for. Nah, not necessarily crazy, but the engine's gonna get rebuilt, and the body needs a little bit of TLC. But mostly I'm gonna focus on just getting the engine a basic refresh rebuild, aftermarket ECU, new turbo, new injectors, new fuel pump, the basic stuff. But this poor engine needs a little bit of TLC, aftermarket clutch, of course. And I'm gonna focus on the suspension and the brakes. I have a lot of the components for the suspension and the brakes already. I just gotta put them on the car. I have a new engine harness already, you know, everything that you would really need to get that done, minus the engine components. But the reason I'm not working on that is because of the next two cars. The next car, the one that's taking up the vast majority of my money and time, is I have a 2000 Honda Prelude. Now, I've had this car also since 2006. And the issue with that one is that some time ago, some years ago now, interesting. Yeah, some years ago, the engine went tits up, and it needed pretty much it needs either a new engine or rebuild. But any engine I put in there is going to get a rebuild, right? So that one I decided to do a full rebuild on, since I've had that car the longest, quote unquote. The 240 I've had the longest, but the Prelude I've been driving the longest. It's my favorite car, honestly. And I decided, since I'm getting that one a rebuild, I might as well. What? Can I switch? Oh yeah, I forgot. I fucking got a different multi-tool. So with the Honda Prelude, I'm giving that one a full rebuild and adding a supercharger on it. Problem with that, and what slowed up the process besides money and time, you know, at some point, is the fact that the supercharger is a custom kind of thing. Yes, a long time ago there was a company, Jackson Racing, that used to make superchargers for these cars. They were a root style. However, those things are all old. They're all used. First off, the company doesn't make them anymore. They haven't made them in like 20 years. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, it's a root style. It has no intercooler. It sits on top of the end. It requires a different intake manifold, and it presents a heat soak problem because there's no intercoolers for it. You basically just got a root style supercharger on top of the intake manifold, and it gives you boost. Yeah, it's instant. Yeah, but that's as good as it gets. So that's that problem. And furthermore, the ones that exist cost about $5,000. Excuse me. And they're all old, and there are situations where people are running out of parts to replace them with because there's no one that makes parts for them anymore, and there aren't many aftermarket options for newer parts for it. So if you want a supercharger Honda Prelude, the Jackson Racing Supercharger exists if you can find one used, number one, and if you can afford it, number two, and then number three, if you can deal with the heat soak, great, good for you. However, then comes the other issue. It has to be a depot or something. They're supposed to be. Hold on one second. I'm gonna wait for these. See if any of these rare underground stuff ones. Anyway, so there's also the issue that yeah, there's that. So I wanted to go supercharger with it. I really wanted to go supercharger with it. So I got a Rotrex supercharger. What I need to do is make a mount, which I've admittedly been lazy on. Between work, girlfriend, and everything else, I just couldn't find the time to get it done. I'm not working now, so that process is going to start tomorrow. I've been having sleep issues due to my health problems, so hopefully tomorrow I'm feeling a lot better. This is also why I'm trying not to drink anymore, taking out the inebriated games. So the hope is that I'll have the energy to start working on that here very, very soon. Moving on to the next vehicle, I got a 2015 Hyundai that, stupid on my part, the engine crapped out. Time belt gave way. It just needs a rebuild. Only reason I haven't worked on that car is that it's been in winter, and between winter and money, that's basically it. I haven't even tried to take the engine out because I don't want to be working in the cold, number one, and number two, I just haven't had the money. But it's looking like money-wise, I'll be pretty good moving forward. So, I mean, it's not going to cost much to rebuild that engine. I just got to get it out, see the damage, and replace all the broken parts, replace the timing system, and all that shit. That's not too hard. That's pretty straightforward. So, I'm looking to get that done here very shortly. As a matter of fact, that's another thing I'll be doing today. So if you guys don't see me streaming for like a day or three, that's mostly 100% why I haven't been streaming, or if I don't stream for very long. So, yep. That's why I'm getting a lot of streaming today. Lucky. Let's see if I can grab this. So that's that car. So there's at least 3 cars that the engine's removed. Technically, the GT4 needs an engine removed as well, just to swap out the clutch, because I don't know the condition of the clutch. But that's another story. You gotta take the engine out to get to change out the clutch. Yes, you heard that correct. You ever plan on getting one of those cars? Just keep that in mind. FYI. Could have swore I saw. There it goes. Lastly, it's the car I most recently put in some effort into a few days ago, and that's a Dodge. That's my daily driver. When the Hyundai went out, I got this busted ass Dodge. I didn't know it was that as busted as it is. But I got it. It had a host of issues, and it still does. But at least I can roll the windows up. That was an issue, and things of that nature. So it's not too bad now. But before it was pretty bad. But that one. Now that I have that one up and going up pretty good, or I can use it without freezing to death or being rained on or snowed on or something. My focus is the Hyundai for sure. And once I get another job, the Hyundai and the Prelude right now. But the Prelude, of course, just making these mounts for the supercharger, which I have the mounts designed. I just have to put them into a program. I got to figure out what program. That's what I'm doing tomorrow, most of tomorrow. put them into a program, figure out how I can transfer what I have on paper into a 3D model. And I already got a 3D printer I bought for this exact specific occasion. The program I was using, I don't remember the stuff right now, but the program I was using, I wasn't really too familiar with, so I need to get familiar with it and just fuck around with it for a while. And so I can get a working 3D copy to see what's up. What I hope to have happen after that is hopefully I can sell that to people, you know, because people like superchargers, man, and I think the Honda Prelude, or Hondas in general, benefit the most from superchargers, not turbochargers. I mean, yeah, turbochargers are amazing and everybody loves the psh sound, but I think superchargers would be a better choice for Honda cars, specifically the H22 itself. So I want to do that. It's not about making money, it's just, to me, about putting a product out there, because honestly, it's putting a product out there, basically. And part of my motivation for that is that these cars are old, man. And there's not a lot out there. You know, the aftermarket support is drying up left and right. So if you want something to be available, you have to make it yourself. And if I want to continue using, you know, getting some great use out of this 3D printer, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I might want to get used to using it, because it seems like I'm going to be using it a lot, you know, for not just this Prelude, but and supercharger stuff, but for other things. There might be going to be other parts on these cars. I got a lot of old cars. I got a 95 240SX, a 99 GT4, a 2000 Honda Prelude. These cars are getting nothing but older, and replacing these parts is already difficult because no one sells them. So my goal, at least, is to get used to working with a 3D printer. I thought I saw another one. So that way I can 3D print more stuff. Not just for myself even, but for others too. So that's what I have going on with car stuff, and why I'm always kind of on and off. Besides my dogs and cats and eating food and taking shits, well, I'm kind of on and off this game when I'm in the middle of streaming and such. Yeah. So if you're interested in car stuff, feel free to comment, talk about it. Or if you have car help, maybe I might be able to give you some advice. Maybe not help, because you might have a car that I've never fucked with. But the good thing about car things is that the majority of it is pretty general. The vast majority of cars today still need fuel, air, and a spark to work correctly. So if it's with the engine, typically that right there is what you're looking at. But if it's like a more complicated issue, where's my... like with suspension or something, suspension or brakes, you know, that might be, you know, even brakes and suspension are pretty general, especially with older cars. So I might be able to give you some advice if you guys are looking for it. But then again, you know, I'm not a car mechanic, you know, I'm not a certified mechanic, so if I were to give any advice, take it with a grain of salt. You know, go to a real mechanic and learn how to fix shit yourself, you know. Where's that one? That can't be it. Yo, I gotta be tripping. Or if you just want to talk car stuff, I mean, not everyone needs help, right? I know some motherfuckers need help, but... Alright, I guess I'm tripping. Yeah, that's the point of my car woes. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I think I can get the Prelude, the Hyundai, and maybe even the 240 up to a decent, respectable point this year. That's my goal, at least. But there's plenty of other things to take my money and time and attention away from that. So I say that even understanding fully that that's just with a grain of salt. You know, my goal, you know, I plan on moving to Denver, Colorado here in a few years, or just Colorado in general, but so I'm hoping to have all these cars in a running state in 2 years time, you know. So that's the hope. So they can all move on their own power and I can just drive them down, even though it's going to cost an arm and a leg in gas money. Have you guys seen gas prices lately? Atrocious. You can thank your buddy Trump on that one, starting a war with a country that he didn't even know existed a few months ago. It's not funny. People are dying, and it's never funny when people are dying. Or people call me a bleeding heart liberal. Please keep in mind, I've been in the military 12 years, U.S. Air Force. I've been responsible for a lot of innocent people's deaths, directly and indirectly. I'm not trying to make no badass, look at me, I'm a Billy Badass kind of statement, but like, it's just not funny when people are dying, you know, preventable deaths. You know, when we go to war, we're at war with usually a nation's government for whatever reason or another. We're not at war with the people. Even though the people definitely want to be at war with us because we're probably destroying their land. And I say us because America's been an aggressor in a lot of wars since our inception. So it's very typical of us, you know. So yeah, when I say us, I do mean the United States in its entirety. In any case, yeah, wars aren't a laughing matter, and I know some folks, even when I was in the military, were all about, just nuke people, da-da-da-da, turn things into a parking lot. I'm like, no, man, that shit never works out. Like, I'll take it. Yeah, that's just not funny. Not to me. That's like one of the few things I take dead serious. You know, I guess kids nowadays say dead ass. I don't know if that's the case. And my business to know if that's the case, but yeah, it's just no joke, man. I've had a lot of friends and coworkers who've died flat out, who were killed flat out, and you know, it's not like we're on some amazing battlefield where we can see our enemy and face them, you know, attack them face to face in a glorious battle. No, these are all indiscriminate killings. These are like, you're getting pummeled by rockets or mortars or what the fuck ever, and next thing you know, your friend's dead. Next thing you know, that one person you were just talking to at the chow hall, dead. Next thing you know, the person that was in the convoy with, dead. These are all indiscriminate killings, and this with people that were doing, we called it terroristic strikes, but ultimately these were, from their perspective, most likely freedom fighters fighting for their own country. You know, this wasn't Iran, and Iran is not a country to fuck around with, as we are currently learning. They hated America and Israel for the longest, and that's another thing that kind of gets me. We're fighting against Israel. We're fighting for Israel's sake. We're not even fighting for America's sake. Like, we gain nothing out of this. Absolutely nothing. And I don't want to be like some wannabe red pill jack off, because no one likes that. Neither do I. However, this is a war that Israel has wanted America to do for decades, and they finally found someone that's willing to do it. And it's shameful. In my opinion, it's damn right shameful. It's a damn right shame. You know, we can be better than this. Attacking a sovereign nation that was of no threat to us. Iran had no problems with us. Obama had, when he was president, struck a deal with Iran and practically everyone else on the globe to leave Iran alone. Iran said they won't be making no nukes. You know, we can send in inspectors anytime we want to verify that information. When and how and where we want it. You know, they agreed, no more nuclear program if we just leave them the fuck alone. And so we did, and you know, they were running with that. I'm pretty sure they were like, yeah, we don't trust the Trump administration in 2016 because Obama can say and do whatever, but if Trump's just gonna turn around and just, in exactly what he did, just say, you know, fuck it, we're gonna do what I want and tear up deals. I'm sorry, I call them deals. They're not deals. They're tear up what was spoken about what everyone, all parties involved would do. If he's just gonna disregard that for whatever's going through his head, then I'm kind of on Iran's side with this one. Like, yes, let's not get it twisted. Iran is thus twisting shit to their people. Ultimately, though, they haven't done shit to America. If you guys want to talk about, oh, well, you know, 9/11, Iran did 9/11, I'm like, you sure it's not Saudi Arabia that did 9/11? I think Saudi Arabia had a lot more invested in that shit. I mean, the dudes that did it were all from Saudi Arabia, so they were Iranian citizens. They were Saudi citizens. Most of you kids might not remember that shit, might not even know of it if you're a kid watching this at least. But I grew up with that information and that knowledge. This was what came out back when we could actually trust news stations and trust our government. Well, far more than we can right now, trust me. Anywho, I have to get too political. Like I said, okay, so another thing about this channel, talk all the politics you want. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree. You can cuss me out in the comments. I'm not going to ban anyone for that. You go around saying the N-word, you're probably going to get yourself banned. I don't have to do anything with that just about. But at the very least, if you are in an argument with someone else, at least be respectful of everyone else around you, you know. Their thoughts and opinions and such. And that's all I really ask with this channel. Just be respectful to each other and those around you. If you can. I know some folks that's a hard concept. But yeah, aim to always be respectful. That's just the thing in life too, man. Just be respectful of others. You know what I mean? Alright, that's 11164, 935, 784. Yeah, we'll go this way. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it, man. Ugh. And a lot of times, you know, things that some people consider politics, they're not even politics. They're socioeconomics, if anything. That's another thing that kind of that kind of grinds my gears. Some people are like, "Oh, I hate when people talk about politics," and they're talking about why racism in America exists. I'm like, that's not politics, man. That's socioeconomics. We're talking about people. We're not talking about government structures and identity and shit. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This is sociology. What makes us all work together and not work together. And socioeconomics, because this stuff doesn't just affect people; it affects people's ability to move upward in a society. Go figure, right? Anyways, where's that other one at? It should be real close to us. There we go. I want to go back to that one planet with all them goddamn rocks on it again. Their amount of shit on. I don't know if y'all remember that. I need to upload these videos. I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow when I'm working on my. That's probably what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Is while trying to figure out how to work that 3D printer and that program. I'm probably gonna be uploading all these videos. So we'll see if I do it. But yeah, I'm kind of just. We lost some stuff. We won't lose this. Alright, we at least got that. Alright, let me call the ship over. I did say I was going to leave it over there, didn't I? I did, but, you know, we can just land it here. So we can put stuff in it. So we can keep going. Air purifier. See, that infra knife was something I didn't have on my other save. I never got one of those, but I do now. I don't even know if I'm going to use my freighter once I get it built. I don't know if I'm going to use it like that. Haven't decided on design. I did download a bunch of, I did view and download a bunch, and I do mean a bunch of like sci-fi ships to kind of get an idea, you know, just art from people and stuff of what I might want. And I didn't see anything that really, you know, interested me, and put it that way. So, I don't know. We'll put you right here. Right there. Yeah, kind of just all over the place conversation-wise, huh? Alright. Did I miss a bunch back behind us? Sure fucking looks like it. Looks like I went right over one. These can't. I had to have gotten these. I had to have just come from these. Like, I just came from this direction. No way in the world I missed all these. No, I totally did. That's fucking crazy. This planet is just chock full of this shit, man. Like, I do not feel bad right now about grinding this out. Wow. Anyways, whatever happens moving forward, I am most certainly going to be... Alright, there's another one way out there in the distance, but this one's closer. Exocraft fuel required. I just filled this thing up. Whatever happens, man, I'm gonna come back here again. I'm gonna stay in the system. I mean, we're about to actually redeploy the fleet. I did say I don't want to stay in the system too long, just doing things. So here's the deal. I'm not gonna stay in the system much longer, but it's a good thing I don't know. Oh, there must be something up there. I'm gonna do one more freighter mission because I do have an emergency responder here, another derelict freighter mission because this system has a good one. I'm gonna do one more of those in the system, and then we're gonna piece the fuck out because our freighter, we did deploy the fleet yesterday, and our fleet came back. We got a lot done, a lot more I wanted to get done. So once our inventory gets full again here in a minute, we will do that. We'll redeploy. We'll go to another series of stars and yeah, redeploy the fleet. While we go out and do other missions and such. But I'm at least enjoying. I'm enjoying getting as much out of this as I possibly can. Where are they shooting at, man? Shooting at something over here. I'm just curious to what the fuck they're shooting at. Ah, this is a really good planet. I mean, we can always come back to this planet because I do have a base on this planet, so I'm not losing out, really. Oh, it's just one of those. Holy shit, you can't hit him with your whatchamacallit. Hit him with my miner. Mining beam. Oh, it's just funny to me. This planet is full of condensed carbon as well. Like, holy shit. what I'm gonna do today here shortly. It's 5:59. Probably gonna take my dog, one of my other dog out for a walk today. She didn't hear me say that though, so I'll make sure I don't say that too loud. She'll be like, "What did you say about a walk?" Yeah, I don't plan on staying over. Oh, wait, what? My Colossus just happened to be in the way on that attack? Oh, they actually hit my Colossus. I don't know. I'm about to get out of here though. Oh no, they actually shooting at me. Oh shucks, I pissed them off. Shit, they're still sitting at me. Oh, they're about to kill me. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have fucked with them like that. So this is how it was when they first introduced these kind of pirate attacks on structures. They were just like... The problem is that they weren't attacking a structure. They would just see you flying around and just start bricking your ass. Even if you were in a vehicle or something, they were just like, die! Alright, let me try to get out of here. Or I might save the game and close out and open it. But that seems kind of cheaty. Oh, they mad. They big mad. Yeah, before I end up dying. Oh, boy, they really are gunning for me. Like, seriously. Okay, it's time to run. Yeah, that was getting crazy. I don't care what y'all say about this. I'm not putting up with this shit. Fuck the dumb shit. Ain't about to get murked because these goddamn motherfuckers are shooting at a motherfucker on the ground. Let me do. You know what I could have done? I just thought about this. I don't know why I didn't do this. Could have just called in one of my attack ships and taught these guys a lesson. I keep forgetting that that's an option. If these these people are still here, I'm gonna do that and blow them all up. Look at my edginess coming out right there. Well, the upside is no one's still attacking me. Next time, though, I'm not going to be a little bitch. I'm not going to bitch out like that. Next time, I'm going to actually go and put my other ship down and fight them. I don't know why I didn't think of that as an option, but it will be an option next time for sure. And their defense, I did attack them first, so... Yeah, make it that as you will, right? Random ass elements, man. That was right there. In their defense, I started the fight, so I should have jumped out and finished, right? Yeah, that's kind of a bitch move. Making it to my save beacon slowly but surely. Taking a long way around there. How's the inventory on this thing looking? Like a charm. Got a lot of pure ferrite, a bit of magnetized ferrite. I'm gonna grab all the silver that's been mined up thus far before we leave too. And we'll take so 520, 750. It's clearly the next one to go to, but there was one over here. How far away is that one? I could just fly over there to that one. Wait a minute. Yeah. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get off of this here shortly. Where are we sitting at? We can get a few more before I have to. Not have to get off, but I would like to take my dog out for a walk today. She's been kind of she's a good doggy. She's an older doggy too. Well, she's what they consider, she's getting geriatric is what my vet said. Well, that was dangerous. What my vet said, so. Wait. She's what? Going on 8 years old. 7 or 8, something like that. So she's getting up there in age. This one's under the ground. Let's see if we can get to this one in. Looking like a hefty no on that one. Yep, nope, can't get that one. Well, our inventory is full anyways, not really. Get a few more things. Cook me some dinner tonight though. Some braised pork chops is what I'm cooking for dinner. Super excited to make that. I've never braised pork chops before. I'm also going to be pairing it with you guys are going to love this. Apple cider risotto. Of course, another Food Wars dish, but I'm not really gonna deviate much from it. I got all the ingredients to make it good, so that's what I'm gonna do. Do some Parmigiano Reggiano. Alright, I'll be honest. Whether or not my inventory is full, okay, it's full. But I was gonna call it a night on that. So let's call our ship over and let's go back to our... Actually, we got quite a bit of this. Oops. Yeah, let's call our ship over. Let's go through our base first and grab a bunch of silver. Whatever can fill up our inventory. And that way we'll go to the space station and might be able to warp to the space station from here too. Warp to the space station, I mean. Something to keep an eye. I'm gonna start keeping my eye open for are relic planets. So if you guys happen to see a relic planet, let me know. Apparently they're rare, but not too rare outside of purple systems, so... Oh, it's out of power. Not surprised by that. Okay, whatever. I put it in my ship inventory, but that's cool too. Oh, that means we can't. Can't use the teleport if there's no power. Yeah, let's get this stuff done and taken care of. This is a money-making affair right here. Jesus Christ. Just in the past, actually I guess 10 hours of playing, I made like almost 150 million? Yeah, crazy, man. Hey, everything on my inventory sold. Everything's sold. There's one more thing I want to sell, though. You guys are always talking shit. Wait a minute. Yeah. I was like, what am I trying to do again? This. I also want to check the inventory to check this inventory. Holy shit. No, I could have made more space had I have, what am I doing here? Put doubles and triples in my inventory, but you know, I'm trying to leave, so I wasn't actively trying to get on that. I'm tempted to get started on this freighter right now, to be honest. I feel like we might have enough in terms of the Arcadia pieces, because I'm going to be using a lot of the Arcadia pieces, so we might have enough. I'm gonna put this starship along with you. I remember now we're out of chromatic metal. That's why I didn't make any of that, I didn't make any warp fuel earlier. Magnetized ferrite, we're practically out of as well. See if any of these fine folks have any interesting stuff in their inventories. Oh, no, they got silver. Tritium. Finally have enough silver. I don't have to buy any more right now. Something I am looking for is a planet that has chromatic metal to mine. That'll be another mining base. Yeah, I'll take the tritium on me. And more tritium. Alright, let's make it back to... Yeah, we'll get back to our freighter real quick and offload some of this stuff. This freighter name is Counterpunt. I'll change the name to something else. Yeah, that's an update to my doggy, the one that was with the busted leg, I guess. She's highly doped up on drugs. She kind of got like a double dose of it. So she's probably just she's laid out. I did return to the farm, he told me to fuck off. Okay, so we got 1,000. Yeah. Never mind. We have a lot more in there than I thought we did. Alright, let me at least put that in there. Yes. So something I want to do right now is go ahead and just start getting this room built out. And it's something I learned last night from watching other people play is that you can choose a color palette. I didn't know this was a thing. So I'm going with Agent Gray. No. Yeah, I like that. So still got that same color palette selected. Yes. So I'm gonna go right here. So I'm gonna start. So this is gonna be 1, and then we're gonna go. This is where the 3x3 starts. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So that way we know. We'll just build it out as we go. And this is where I was like, no, we're gonna put something else. We're gonna put freighter corridors right here. Alright, still got the color selected. Freighter corridor, and freighter corridor, and then we're gonna go back to our technology room. Like I said, this is gonna be my office. Wait, which way is... Yeah. This is not gonna be my office. This is gonna be an office. Now mine is just gonna be 2 rooms. It's gonna be this, this, and actually 3 rooms. Okay, I stand corrected. And then we're gonna put some bulkhead doors on them. Yeah, so at least now we have the rooms built out. And I'll design all this to make it look pretty later. Yeah, if we have a delegation coming in here, for example, then at least we have this big spacious room for them. And I'll design, like I said, I'll design this out later. Now it's not the time for that. So thank you for watching, as usual. This inventory get cleaned out here at some point. But yeah, thank you for watching. Holy fuck, I barely broke even on that one. You guys have a good day. Ciao.